Do you have a name for the band yet?
Yes and no. It's actually a funny story. When we visited Beaumont Middle School in, I believe, Northeast Portland as one of our first gigs. And when we were there, the 6th grade class, who was really receptive to us, they were watching us, and we said, we don't have a name yet, by the way, and we introduced the band. And they noticed immediately that there were 3 members of the band named John. And so one of them shouted out, the John Ensemble. And that's kind of stuck. And I think that's the name we're using right now, and it may end up being our permanent name. I think it's starting to grow on all of us. So.
Who is in the band?
Well, it is myself on primarily tenor saxophone, Adam Brock on guitar, John Hewson Johnson plays the drums.
He has 2 Johns in his name?
Yes, John Johnson. So not only do we have 3 Johns, but one of them has 2 Johns. Yeah, John Hewson Johnson on drums, John Lakey on the bass, and John Ramgrimend on trombone.
Now, have you been playing with them for how long have you been playing with them?
The band's been together about 2 months now, and we rehearse once a week and lead jam session at the Blue Monk every first and third Thursday. So that's about how often we're playing together at this point. So it's been a lot of fun. We're just kind of playing, getting used to playing more as a band, and but even from the first gig, it wasn't hard. Making music with these guys is really easy. Everyone's really receptive and really knows what they're doing, and it makes it really fun to be able to collaborate with such talented musicians.
Is it more process or feeling having the band develop?
What do you mean exactly?
Well, I mean, is it a technical thing to have the band gel, or is it more a feeling thing?
It's definitely more of a feeling thing. You know, whenever you get musicians or any person from any creative medium to work together, it's just a matter of hearing how everyone sounds and having all of our different voices just kind of mesh together to create our own band sound. Even from the first time we played, the music was good. It felt good, and it was powerful. But it takes longer for a band to start to develop its own sound, and we're really going the direction to find that sound, and we're doing that through the tradition, through the jazz lineage. We're playing standards, we're playing compositions by some of the greats, and really just trying to absorb as much of the history of this music as possible so that we can progress forward.
Are you playing any originals?
Not at the moment, but it'd be great if people brought in their music. I think right now that's kind of, we established at the beginning of the creation of this band that we were really interested in playing standards in a non-standard way, in a way that was really our own. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. But as the year unfolds, you may see us playing some of the band members' original compositions. I know the guitarist, Adam, is a really prolific composer, so he might bring in some stuff from time to time.
Why did you settle on saxophone? Was that your first choice?
Yeah. There wasn't really a question in my mind when I chose it. My dad was monumental in getting me started on it because he's not a musician himself, but he was playing jazz records all the time when I was younger, and it was mostly saxophonists. It was largely John Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, Sonny Rollins, and so that was just so powerful to me. And in 6th grade, I got the opportunity to play an instrument, and I picked clarinet because 6th graders couldn't play the saxophone at the school I went to, so that was the closest thing.
Yeah.
But immediately transitioned to saxophone when I was 12. So.
What kind of saxophone did you get first?
Tenor. I've always been a tenor player through and through. Yeah.
There's something really assertive about the tenor saxophone. Is that part of your personality?
Ask someone else, I guess.
Well, you know, I asked Reggie Houston that one time,
Really?
and I said, "Well, Reggie, are you expressing one side of your personality with the soprano when you play that, and then another side with the tenor?" And he said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
I mean, they're definitely different, and the tenor does have more of a history of being a more assertive, almost aggressive sound. But I think it doesn't have to be that way. Some of my favorite tenor players are very fluffy. Is the only word I can
Fluffy.
think of. Their sounds are fluffy. It's very
Like who?
Stan Getz.
Oh yeah.
And even Wayne Shorter in his earlier days, it's very, it's soft and it's beautiful and it's melodic. And I think that all kind of stems from Lester Young. Personally, he's like my main influence, I guess.
Is that right?
I love Lester. Yeah, and you know, at the time, Coleman Hawkins did have quite a reputation for being such an in-your-face tenor player, and Lester came along with his, they called it cool style, and it was very beautiful, and that speaks a lot to me. So to answer your question, the tenor can be anything the player wants it to be, I suppose.
Your contemporaries, your peers right now are you're sort of just bubbling under. You know, there's that whole generation that there's about 25, 26, 27, the Andrew Olivers and John Nastoses, and you guys are sort of just under. Not, I don't mean under in a negative way, but you're just under coming up. Do you think about those kinds of things and where you are in the scene, or you know what your stature might be?
It's not at the forefront of my mind. Right now, the forefront, my primary thoughts are just absorbing as much as I can, learning as much as I can, and playing with people and trying to make good music. Of course, it's a concern for any musician, though. You know, how's my career going to go? Am I going to survive? Am I going to be able to continue to do this forever? And so I've definitely given some thought to it, but I think it's too early to say, you know. I think only time can really tell what's going to happen.
What tunes can we expect to hear at the Blue Monk?
Well, since we are trying to really go with standards and not just standards, but compositions from jazz masters. You can hear anything from Great American Songbook tunes to Miles Davis tunes, Wayne Shorter, Joe Henderson, you know, just like the greats and what compositions they brought to this music. And as we develop, we'll continue adding more and more composers to our repertoire. But right now, that's really a lot of it. And then we open it up for the jam session. And
of all of the tunes that the band is playing right now, which one do you most like to solo on?
Deluge by Wayne Shorter off of Juju.
Very good.
It's that's a fun one, yeah, for sure. And the band sounds great playing it. So it's so much fun when the band is happening. It's like soloing over it is so easy. You know, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about, you know, all these things that you may have to worry about with musicians that aren't of their caliber. But everyone's really great, and it just makes it a lot of fun and effortless to play music with them.